Hello, my friends. Thanks for joining me once again on the Touchnot channel. I'm in the studio today, revisiting the Clan Mackintosh in the Clan Hatton by Margaret Mackintosh of Mackintosh, grandmother to the current chief. I'm going to continue where I left off at chapter 1. I'm not going to read this entire book, of course, but we're getting some good parts of it, I hope, covered. Right, so it's currently a rundown of the chiefs and such. We're starting in with the second chief. Shaw, second chief of Mackintosh, succeeded his father in 1179. He received a confirmation of his father's grants from King William and was made chamberlain of the crown revenues in his part of the north. Shaw died in 1210. Furquad, third chief, succeeded his father and was brought up by his kinsman Malcolm, Earl of Fife. In an agreement with the Bishop of Moray, Furquad is quoted as Seneschal of Badenoch. Furquad died in 1240, leaving no son. Shaw, fourth chief, was the son of Furquad's brother, William, and succeeded to the chiefship in 1240. Shaw acquired Mackintosh from the castle of Rate, and before he became chief, obtained a lease of Rothamercus in Strathspey in 1236. The feud right was not obtained until 1464. He died in 1265. Furquad, fifth chief, succeeded his father and lived at Rothamercus. He was chosen to lead the Badenoch people against the Norwegians for Alexander III. MacGillivrays put themselves under the protection of Furquad and joined themselves to the Mackintosh clan. Furquad was killed in a duel in 1274. After his death, in the minority of his only son Angus, the Comyns seized Mackintosh, Rate, and also the castle of Inverness. Edward I took the castle from the Comyns in 1303, but Robert the Bruce took it back a few years later. The Mackintoshes did not regain either castle, Mackintosh or Rate, for another 100 years. Angus, sixth chief, succeeded his father and was brought up by his uncle, Alexander of Islay. He married in 1291 Eva, the only daughter of Gilpatrick or Dougal Dall, chief of the Clan Hatton in Lochaber. Clan Hatton means Clan of the Cats. There are, however, 5 theories on the origin of the Clan Hatton. One says they came from the Catai, a tribe of Gauls driven out by the Romans. A second derives it from cat or catai, the name of a weapon. A third says the clan came from Caithness, obtaining its name from the wildcats which infest the district. A fourth says they took their name from Catav, now Sutherland. A fifth theory, which is now most reasonable, says that the clan descended from Gillihatton More, who was the servant of Saint Caton. And had the galley coat of arms, And he was the bailey or temporal leader of the abbey lands of Ardhatton. And the Duthus of Gillihatton's race was the estate of Glenloy and Arcaig, where Torcastle was the chief's seat. It is only certain that the Clan Hatton were founded in Lochaber at the close of the 13th century. The clan consisted of various families or septs, bearing diverse names, who had banded themselves together under one chief for mutual protection. This is our confederation, my friends, or a version of it at the time. Eva was descended from Gillihatton More, and her father was Gilpatrick, or Dougal Dall, sixth in line from the Gillihatton More. In 1291, the Hatton chief gave to Angus, with his daughter Eva, the chiefship of Clan Hatton, in the lands of Glenloy and Loch Arcaig. which lands Mackintoshes held until they were sold to the Camerons in 1666 by the 19th chief of Mackintosh. The chiefship of Clanhatton was regarded as a heritable honor, and the son-in-law became chief in the right of his wife, just as the husband of a Scottish countess became earl in her right. On the death of Dougal, Angus Mackintosh succeeded to the lands in the chiefship of Clanhatton, with the approval of the entire clan, and lived at Torcastle. He was the 7th chief of Hatton and the 6th of Mackintosh. At the death of Angus's uncle, Alexander of Islay, Mackintosh deemed it prudent to withdraw from Lochaber, leaving derelict Eva's lands, and take up his residence at Rothamercus. He was followed by the entire Clanhatton, including the Macphersons, into Badenoch. So I'm going to stop there, my friends. I hope you're enjoying Mackintosh month in July. I have a few talks with some folks planned. A couple of interviews, chats, talks like I like to do about Clan Mackintosh. We'll be headed your way soon. I hope so in the next few weeks. So please stay in the trail of the touch knot, and please subscribe, my friends. I worked very hard on this, and I hope you enjoy it and appreciate it by subscribing. Stay with us. Touch knot.